Today on Outside the Box Reviews, Alien Week continues, and today we have a bit of a mini review with the diorama base from the Alien vs. Predator 2-pack from McFarlane. This is kind of a weird piece. There's a comic shop down in Orlando that I love to visit, and I get a lot of used figures from them. They have a great selection normally. I mean, it all depends what people have turned in with their collections and sold to them and everything. But a lot of times they have some fantastic finds. And I came across this one time. They didn't have the figures that went with it, or they were selling them separately. I don't remember which exactly. But they had this base, and I snatched it up at a cheap price, and I realized it is the perfect display item for an Alien collection. What we have here is kind of a soft, rubbery base. It's rubberized on top with all the Alien goo. It has 3 peg holes on it. It has 3 eggs. We have 2 closed eggs and 1 open one. The open one has a Facehugger. It's pretty well detailed. It has some good paint apps on it, which I wouldn't have expected. Some red down here at the air sacs. All the little fingers. It's a soft rubber, so you can get a lot of good movement. Don't have to worry about breaking it. A lot of good detail. Turn it over. It's got its very sexual looking underside with the place where the impregnator comes out of there in the middle. It's got its long tail. I wish the tail would have had a wire in it so you could bend it and wrap it around something's neck. That would have been really cool. But it's a pretty nice little Facehugger. And all you have to do with them is stick them right here in the egg. You could be popping out. You could stick them down further if you want. Or you could even put them in the closed eggs if you really felt like it. I think it just looks natural coming out of the opening egg. Put them aside for a second. Now the 3 eggs on here. Now if you flip the thing over on the underside, we have a switch right back here with a battery compartment. We flip that switch, and you have lights in the 2 closed eggs. So if you were to put the Facehugger in here, you can kind of actually see the silhouette, though it doesn't work all that well. But it's still a neat idea, and kind of cool to have them glowing. I don't display it with them glowing because I'd run the battery down so quickly, but still pretty cool. The eggs can open. You can see there's a line around the middle of all of them. You can pop them open. Here you can see the light inside. Sometimes you do have to mess with them a little bit when you get them out of order, figure out how the top pops on because they're unique to each base. But all of them do that. The opening egg is completely clear on the inside. No sign of a light bulb in there whatsoever. You can take the open egg top and stick it on one of the light up ones. You can actually have the light coming out. And you could put that Facehugger right on there and have a eerie light sticking out. The Facehugger doesn't fit in that one as well because it has to compete with the light bulb for space, but still kind of a cool effect. Now I use this base specifically to display my NECA Aliens. I put them on here. Mostly it holds them up. They do have a tendency to fall over sometimes if you pose. So the pegs are a welcome addition to the set. The ironic part is the 2 McFarlane Aliens I have, the Resurrection and the Alien 3 one, they don't fit on here because they don't have peg holes, or there's no reason to put them on here because they don't have peg holes in their feet. Assumingly the Predator and Alien did from that 2-pack. But it is quite nice that the NECA ones fit on there pretty well. The pegs are a little too small for the peg holes that NECA gave them, but it does stay on there fairly well. You just have to be a little gentle with it. But I think it makes a really cool little set here. Definitely a nice display. And while I can't recommend or not recommend the actual set this came from because I have no experience with it, if you find one of these loose, I highly recommend it as a display piece. I'm really happy I picked this up, especially at a cheap price, and I've seen plenty of places online every so often where somebody's selling one of these, so I just wanted to put this little mini review out there to show a little spotlight on something different that wasn't necessarily a figure for my collection that figured some other people might want to try out. This has been another Outside the Box review, and stay tuned as Alien Week continues.